folks, this is Bill with Nintendo's Superpower Club Challenge channel, and in this version of the series we are looking at one of my personal all-time favorite video games for any console or any system ever, Maniac Mansion. This is a game that had such an influence on my childhood and such an influence on video games for me as a whole. It popularized the point-and-click genre, at least as far as consoles goes, and certainly on the PC as well. But with that being said, let's kind of jump into here and see what this is all about. Alright, looking at the challenge, basically what it is we have to get the safe code in less than 20 minutes. Now, as I said, this is one of my favorite games of all time, so I kind of know this game like the back of my hand. So needless to say, I was able to obliterate this challenge and not only get it done in less than 20 minutes, I got it done in less than 10. Quite honestly, the time I got, I'm pretty happy with, but I could probably do better if I really wanted to. But that's enough about that. Yeah, as far as this game goes, I can't say enough good things about it. I really think that they should re-release it as a remaster on current generation hardware, but that's just a pipe dream for me. I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to this kind of stuff. So yeah, with that being said, hopefully you enjoy this one. Alright, so when you're going to do this challenge in this speed run here, it's not really critical for which two characters you pick, although in this one I decided to go with the two musicians, Sid and Razor. Obviously, when you're doing a speed run, you gotta move quickly, gotta probably know where you're going in advance, have a map planned out, and have your commands keyed in ahead of time. You're gonna see as I go through this video, I pretty much know what I'm gonna do and what commands I'm gonna be picking. As I'm going into new screens, I try to get the verbs ready to go right before I move in there. Also, this is a pretty key sequence. When you get in here, make sure you get out of there quickly so Edna doesn't catch you. You don't want to click it too quickly or too fast, or else you can actually stop in place and run in motion. So you don't want to be mashing the button too fast. So for here, basically, I'm getting Edna out of the way so I don't accidentally get caught. I'm going to bring in the second kid. We're going to get her set up at the gargoyle. I'm going to switch back over to Dave. He's going to go in there and basically get the silver key, which is going to make it easier to go in and complete the rest of the downstairs area here. So remember, we're trying to get the safe combination, and there's a lot of stuff you got to do downstairs before you can worry about going upstairs, and that silver key is critical. You don't really have to worry about turning on the lights if you know where you're going and what you're doing. So get that silver key. Now we're going to go back into the kitchen. There's no fear of getting caught since we've triggered Nurse Edna. I've gotten her out of the way. We're going to go in that fridge and we're going to take, at the bare minimum, the can of Pepsi. That's really all you need. You can also take the fruit drinks out of the pantry, but in the NES version it's not necessary. The Pepsi doubles as the way to get past the green tentacle and getting past the man-eating plant. Nothing of interest in here. Of course, use the key. You don't really need anything else here aside from the glass jar, so we're going to grab that, go into the pool area. We are going to fill up the glass jar, though, with the water. The reason we're doing that is very simple. You'll see why later on. And up the steps. Okay, we do want to go into the art room next. Any cutscenes that trigger automatically just cancel out of them. Mash buttons. It's not really necessary to watch them. Wax fruit, of course, you do need that to get past the green tentacle. And I think at this point I'm just kind of... Oh, there we go. I was waiting for Ed to come down. I knew that was going to happen. So waiting for him to come down so I don't accidentally get caught. Going through the sealed door. You don't really need anything in those two doors here, so we're just going to bypass them, go up the steps, and then get the green tentacle out of the way. Go ahead and give him the fruit and the Pepsi, head up the steps. Continue on moving. Really, a couple things you need here. The big thing out of this room is the dime. You're going to need as many dimes as you can possibly get so that you can move the telescope to actually see the code for the safe. We're going to bypass the first 4 doors, go all the way to the end. Give the glass jar with the radioactive water to the plant, grow him, and then give him the Pepsi to stop him, make him burp so he can climb up there without getting hurt. Alright, now we're in the observatory. Now, I could use a dime here, but I still need more, so there's really no sense. We're going to switch back over to a different kid here. Razor, she's already in the house. Better option than using Sid and wasting time. Alright, now why am I doing this? And you'll see. So we're going to bring Razor all the way up here, all the way to the top floor. We'll bring her into the 4th room, and I'm going to switch over to Sid here. Sid really doesn't have much of a purpose in this run, except to act as the bait. So we're going to get him to ring the doorbell, get Ed out of the room. And you might ask, why are we doing it this way and not having Razor do it herself? Well, we don't want Razor to get sent to the dungeon, and that's going to really screw us over here and cost us a lot of time. So we'll ring the doorbell, get Sid out of the way, because if you leave him outside when you ring the door is going to lock again. I'd rather have him inside in case I need him to do anything. Alright, so Ed should be out of his room. We're going to go in there, pick up all the necessary stuff. We don't need the hamster or the key card for this run, so we're just going to open the piggy bank. You only need 1 dime. You don't need all 4 dimes in this run, only need 2. Ed's outside, has no clue what's going on. Alright, we got our 2 dimes. Alright, what we're going to do is use both dimes in the slots. And it's critical when you do this, you have to push the right button. You're going to have to do this twice. Use the dime, push the right button twice, not the left. Alright, once you've done that, the telescope is in position. You might think you can look at it right now, right? Well, no, you can't do that because the code to the safe is not visible yet. So you got to get a kid up into the attic where the safe is. You got to remove that painting so you can actually see it. You can see that safe code. Alright, so we're going to bring Sid up there now. You may have guessed what we're going to do here. We're going to use him as the bait to get Edna out of the room. So we can take Razor up there and remove that painting so we can see that code. Now if you're daring and if you're really, really good and tricky at this, you can actually run past Nurse Edna and up the ladder without getting caught, but it's extremely difficult to pull off. I have done it before, but when you're doing a speed run, you don't want to take any chances. So we're going to use Razor as the bait, play it safe. Have Sid go in there, go up the steps, remove that painting, get the code for us, and then Dave is going to go ahead and look through the telescope, and there's our safe code. And yes, you do need to turn the light on. It's kind of hard to see a code without light. Problem is finding that light. There we go. Let's get rid of that ugly painting. Alright, and then the code should be written underneath that safe. And if we did this correctly, we're going to see it right down here. And there we are, 4186, code done.